3 years ago, around this season, this moment, I was about to be a sophomore in NTU, who was going to make an unforgettable decision. I will never forget how heavy my first step was. My first step toward a special meeting room across the starting line of a totally different life. Being extremely shy, I was forced to adapt to a lively environment with strong fear. I often sit silently in a corner throughout the whole meetings. My lips were always slightly trembling, even when no one asked me to stand on the stage. And needless to say, the tens of thousands of butterflies in my stomach when the table topic session came. However, I still want to give it a try. Unfortunately, a severe disease suddenly made me hospitalized. When I finally recovered, I missed the deadline for member fee. I had no choice but to be a guest in my first semester. But since I dare not talk to others, 1 year passed by, people still couldn't recognize me and kept asking, "Hey, who are you? What's your major? And why are you always silent?" Oh, I thought to myself, why not just answering these questions to break the ice? I answered the 7 common questions as my C1 speech and shared how I replaced silence by smile. From silence to smile, I can gradually do some simple communications with others and finally pluck out my courage to join the gallery after the final exam. But later in the restaurant, you would find it strange that I always wanted to eat first, even when we were still waiting for others. In my C2 speech, I told a story describing how I found my abnormal body conditions in elementary school. Not until college did I finally know my problem lies on my unstable blood sugar, a disease related to diabetes. I carry candies in my pocket every day and must eat something whenever my blood sugar drops. I used to avoid joining gallery because I always feel embarrassed to eat first. But after the confession in this speech, the understanding shown by my friend made me more relaxed to do whatever I should do to maintain my life. The coming of my 3rd year in college accompanied with a heavy load of schoolwork. However, the reason is my insistence upon studying textbooks from page 1 to the final page. In my thesis speech, I told you how crazy I was and encouraged people to treasure the knowledge in headwaters, not the fragmental information others provide you. In Untitled Chapter, there's a second gathering called after the meeting, right? Yeah! Where we ate nice snacks and chat happily until 11 p.m. I always feel happy being invited, but at the same time, feel disappointed because I always need to reject. In my C4 speech, I told you the long commute I must face every day, from Keelung to Taipei. I must take the buses, train, and MRT to arrive at school, totally 4 hours every day. Although feeling tired, I'm still willing to spend time, seizing every moment to be with my family. On my way home, I know what is more precious when I still have the chance. Then sometimes we visit other Toastmaster clubs to exchange our cultures. These make me think of the annually big banquet of NTU, Rhododendron Festival. The main goal for this activity is to share our cultures to others, make them know more about us, and finally join us. It's very similar to what Toastmasters do, right? Yeah, sharing could be everywhere. Being Toastmaster for 1.5 years, I had learned a lot so far. But my next step suddenly became too heavy to move. I suddenly lost my confidence of my English expression skills, my values, and even the necessity for me to stay in this world. I disappeared from Toastmaster for 1 year. indulging myself in a practical training in National Taiwan University Hospital. I almost gave up until some of my friends in Toastmasters invited me back to open my mind again. I delivered my thesis speech to share how exciting the practical training was. The pain we endured made us understand patients' pain in hospital. But at the same time, I also made a wish. Hope my frustration could also one day be understood. Later, I found the reason why I lost my confidence in Toastmasters is because I only focused on a small group of shining people on the stage, thus looking down to myself. Just like defining myself as an idiot after comparing with a genius. I introduced the principle of survivorship bias in my C7 speech to remind you of this common mistake. If we can observe one thing as a whole, we are not that bad as we thought anymore. Then, it's my graduation from NTU. When I went back to those photos I took, I gradually recall how my camera changed my life. I delivered it in my C8 speech. I had ever doubted my existence in the public because I'm always quiet. However, through the eyes of a camera, I finally found I exist. I do exist in this wonderful world. Besides, in a one-year frustration, I also learned a lot on my life work of sorrow. I share it in my C9 speech. Sometimes, we use the wrong attitude and methods to treat sorrow. Sorrow will stay forever, but we can make it not so painful as long as we provide enough time to allow ourselves to feel sorrow. From falling down to self-treatment, from my C1 to C9 speech, I appreciate what I had experienced here, no matter smiles or most of the time, tears. Sometimes we may feel lonely because it seems no one understands our frustration. But we would gradually understand that is because we are all different and unique. Sounds simple, but had cost me 3 years to understand. Now, I'd like to use my C10 speech to show you what I had understood from Toastmaster. Upon stepping into Toastmaster, we all have different starting lines. Some start with outstanding expression skills, but just fail to express their inner feelings. Some start with rich contents in mind, but just fail to present. And some start with outshine personalities, coming here to open their minds. And some start with outgoing characteristics, coloring our meetings. But later, we understand each other by sharing our differences on the stage. It's the audience here who listen, give feedback, and teach us how to improve. And it's also the audience here offer great encouragement for us to face our own problems. And finally, we use our confidence and smile to show our growth from frustration, to say that sincerely, thank you. Now, there's no need for me to worry about whether I have the chance to devote myself or not, because being a good audience is always what I can do for you. Simple, but very crucial. Finally, I especially appreciate those friends who always care about me when I was too shy to even say a word, too passive to even take a simple decision, and even too sad to show up in the meetings. I think it's not easy to make friends in one start period, but I fortunately found a few ones, always staying beside, waiting to see the flower of smile finally blossoming on Angel's face. Toastmaster of the evening.